Hello, hello. I want to say happy Sunday, but but happy Sunday. Oh my gosh. So I don't know if we have technical support issues or anything. I didn't do my normal quality control trying to get this all set up. So if there's problems, I'm sorry, we'll fix it on the fly. If you are new here, we gather every Sunday to hang out and just talk about homelessness and whatever. Our chat room is moderated by Addie, and it is moderated by Derek. Eddie is formerly homeless. Derek is currently homeless. Derek was just featured in the San Francisco Chronicle, I believe the newspaper was. Derek, please feel free to drop a link in the chat so other people can see your feature. They did a little video. And I'm sorry I'm late. Maybe this is the reason, but I was eating gummy bears, right? I have these vitamin gummy bears. So I'm eating the gummy bears and one of my tooth breaks off. And then I'm setting it up, and German in Venice's video comes up about Veterans Row, and he's giving Los Angeles sheriffs airtime to spread lies. German in Venice, please educate yourself on homelessness before you use your influence to spread lies. Please, everybody, if you do not believe me, go to Google. Type in LASD gangs, LASD gangs, Los Angeles Sheriff's Department gangs. Los Angeles Sheriff's Department is under federal investigation for murdering an 18-year-old and covering it up. They're also rampant with gangs. There are gangs. Bad people gangs that are sheriffs in the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. In German in Venice's video, and this is what pissed me off, the person is saying we have 100% success rate. If the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department have 100% success rate, there would be no homelessness. 100%. And then German in Venice says, oh, the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department have been working. That is a lie. It is a lie. AMVETS, the gentleman's name is Ron Reynolds. He's interviewed on this channel. Let me go find it. AMVETS, this is the real story behind Veterans Row. This is the real story behind Veterans Row. And please forgive me. I was coming into this to just be happy Sunday. Thought we would just talk about milestones and everything else. And what did I do here? I screwed it up, didn't I? Sorry, I'm flustered. I want to believe German in Venice is a good guy, but he can no longer claim ignorance. He's giving influence to propaganda and lies. So here is the real story of Veterans Row. A gentleman named Rob Reynolds is working there daily. AMVETS, which is a veterans organization, works there daily. There's a long history of land fraud. The land in the VA was actually given to house veterans, but developers in Los Angeles have been stalling that because that land is worth billions of dollars. So there's this whole background behind it. It's not just some veterans row where there's homeless camps and they put flags on the tents and the sheriffs came and cleaned it out. That is a lie. That is a lie. German in Venice's video is a lie. It is a lie, and it hurts efforts to help homelessness because the sheriffs are not helping to end homelessness. They went into Venice to fuel the hate. They went into Veterans Row. It's political theater. There is literally federal investigations. If I had time, I would look. There is a video where two deputies followed this 18-year-old kid into an alley. This is a kid that has no criminal anything, right? And the deputy shot him. The video and everything behind that is mind-blowing. But then if you research Los Angeles Sheriff's Department gangs, and there's all kinds of information. The Los Angeles Sheriff's Department goes into areas like Venice and Veterans Row for political theater. They're not there helping homeless people. German in Venice, they are not. The Los Angeles Sheriff's Department are not in there helping homeless people. Gosh. My gosh, I didn't mean to go into super rant this morning. Look, it's getting harder to solve homelessness. In Los Angeles this week, there was an ordinance, a law that was passed a few weeks ago. Now each city councilor is going in and they're putting in areas that can make it illegal for a homeless person to be in that area. What's really sick about this is homelessness is growing. So if you start making it illegal to be in certain areas without helping people, homelessness is going to eventually be everywhere. Did you guys see, by any chance, and I definitely am going to look up this. This is worth looking up. Well, I'll keep that up for later, but is this next line I got from sorry, not sorry. This is an important topic. And I didn't, oh my gosh, I had something else planned. I had so much other stuff planned. So this is John Oliver's piece. Okay, where is? Please watch John Oliver's segment on homelessness. Why it's so important, because John says something that is crucial. We politicians, we are working, homeless service providers, the government are working to push homelessness out of sight more than we're working to help people get into housing. So there's a homeless camp outside of Veterans Row. We're working harder to get that homeless camp gone just because people don't want to see it. But we're not working to get those people into housing. Some of those people went into Project Roomkey. Some of them, I think a couple went into the Dream Center, which is a faith-based organization. And some of them went on the other side of there's a sanctioned tent camp. And we talk about rules, which German in Venice hinted to towards this, right? So there's like a super early curfew. You can't drink, you can't smoke, you can't do pretty much anything. It's not a home. They're not respecting the veterans. It's punitive. There's a word for it that carceral, I think, is the word, but it's like a prison, right? And so homeless people are not going. Anyways, the truth behind Veterans Row, it is horrible. Go in and watch this video that will talk about the fraud and the land grab and everything else. And please, it is not the sheriff's department. Rob Reynolds, this man is a true hero. Rob Reynolds, who I interviewed in this video, Rob Reynolds is the true hero behind Veterans Row, helping those people. He's been lobbying with politicians. He's been lobbying with the VA. And he is the person that is working to help veterans get out of those tents into housing. The sheriff's department, oh my gosh, German in Venice, it's irresponsible for you to continue allowing the sheriff's department to publicly spread lies. And for you to say that the sheriff's department cleaned it up, please educate yourself. Educate yourself. Educate. It's not hard. It's not, I mean, all this information like Los Angeles Sheriff's Department gangs are online. It's common. Google Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. Homelessness is growing in Los Angeles and all of the country, primarily because of economic reasons, because of the affordable housing crisis, because of the lack of a living wage, because of criminalization and all these other issues. But then we have these political theaters and campaigns now from mayors, people running for mayor, that are pushing for more criminalization. And it is going to make homelessness worse. In Los Angeles, homelessness is projected to increase 49%. 49%. So if every city council member is going in and saying, okay, we want these 150 places, make it illegal. We want these 100 places, make it illegal. So if you make a good part of LA illegal to be homeless, and homelessness is going to grow 49%, where are they going to go? In front of your apartment, in front of your house. That's where they're going to go. And that's what you don't want, but you're voting and supporting for this. Sorry, I mean, gosh. Anyways, how are you? Oh, let me calm down a little bit. What's happening, people? How are you? Hold on one second. This is not. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Let's change the topic here. Oh, wise old owl. Oh, what are we wishing Addie good luck on? Sorry, I got into this and I hit the ground wondering what I was going to talk about. And again, a tooth broke out. My tooth, not that you want to hear about my dental problems, but it must be dead because I am not feeling any pain. But as a former drug addict, we have bad teeth. Anyways, guys, we hit 1 million subs. Oh my gosh, we hit 1 million subs. And this is what I was going to talk about because first, thank you. Thank you so very much. I mean, you guys did it. 1 million subs. Who could have imagined? And it's all been in the last 3 years. So one thing, and this is what I really wanted to start off talking about. I'm going to post a video later today, which I actually tried to post the day that we hit 1 million. So it's going to say today we hit 1 million, but it actually happened a day ago. And I realize moving forward, I've got to hire a producer and I've got to hire some editors. And what is happening, and I don't know if you guys know this, YouTube is only, we're a nonprofit. So we do daily journalism, we do research, we do all kinds of things. In fact, the research we did last year, the producers of John Oliver's show told me it helped shape their story. So the research is important because advocates and people that are working to help change policy use that research. It's very, very, very important. It's very powerful. It's a tool. When you guys donate to Invisible People, you help us hire the researchers, hire the authors, create focus groups to make sure that this research will have impact. And last year's research did. So this year's research is coming up, and there's something about coming up. There's something about coming up. There's something about research that if you do research in a particular year, you need to publish it. So we're in crunch time, meaning we have to go full court press to finish up this research. So I haven't been able to produce the videos that I've wanted to produce. And what it showed me is I've got to hire a producer. I've got to hire a team, and we've got to make it happen or get volunteers. And but that is the big change in 2022 that's coming up, is that this channel is going to skyrocket. It's going to grow thanks to all of you. We're going to develop a new content strategy based on what you guys have told me that you like or don't like. And we are going to rock this YouTube thing. It's going to take me a while to get there. I thought I would move back to Los Angeles and boom, we would just go from 0 to 60 and everything would work out. When I hit here, oh my gosh, all kinds of things happened that pulled me away from being able to go out on the streets with a camera. I've got to fix that. And right now, what's going on is we are rushing. There's 2 big projects coming up. The research, and we're starting to produce, Luciana is finishing up with the script. We're producing a movie like we did Mobile that shows a Black family getting evicted. So that 573 German in Venice's videos have not prompted governments or anybody's to do anything. What German in Venice videos have done is they have fed NIMBY propaganda that have pushed for criminalization of homelessness. Most of his video content are irresponsible because they're sharing, like today, sharing lies from people that do not have the best intentions of homeless people. The people that are pushing for criminalization. The Los Angeles Sheriff's Department is one. We cannot arrest our way out of homelessness. We covered this in the last video, so I'm not going to go into this. But first off, there's not enough prisons. We can't build enough prisons. Second, if you arrest somebody, it gives them a criminal record. So now they can't get a job. Plus, if you arrest somebody, it also hurts their family. Arresting our way out of homelessness does nothing to end homelessness. It does nothing to solve homelessness, and it makes the crisis worse. And German in Venice videos push NIMBYs, and they reinforce people that criminalization of homelessness. At first, he can claim ignorance. He can say, I didn't know. Well, now he knows. I told him to his face when we met at MacArthur Park. I explained to him the truth, and I explained to him what was really going on about homelessness, and I explained to him how his videos hurt efforts to help homeless people. So now he cannot say, I don't know. And in fact, German in Venice could take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and educate himself on homelessness before he posts a video on homelessness. That's the responsible thing to do to his audience, to himself, and to the city of Los Angeles. Instead, he spreads lies that make it harder to help homeless people. If you ask German in Venice how the homeless population, homeless advocates deal with them, they hate him. Wonder why? Because he spreads propaganda. The sheriffs did not clean out Veterans Row. AMVETS did. Oh, God. Oh, my gosh. When German in Venice goes in and he shows bulldozers cleaning out tents, and at first, maybe that dropped on his lap and he made money doing it, so he repeated doing it. There's nothing wrong with that, because in America, if you find a way to make money, go do it. But now that he knows that hurts homeless people, it's irresponsible. What would be responsible if German in Venice took a moment to educate himself on homelessness before he spreads more lies. German in Venice, you said government, German in Venice's videos have NIMBYs use them. NIMBYs are not in my backyard. NIMBYs in Venice, who are rich, stinking rich gazillionaires that hate homeless people, use German in Venice's videos to get more criminalization. That's not good. That is really, really, really bad. Dat 573, that is not true. Not in the least. There is not any bit of truth in what Germans in Venice is out there filming after the government is in there. And the government going in and doing that, just so you know, that's at 573. They're not giving people homes. They're not giving them shelter. They're not giving them any support. So they're going in and destroying people's property, everything they own. I do not believe, and nor do I support homeless people living on the sidewalk. It shouldn't be. I do not support homeless people living in parks. It shouldn't be. But there is no help for them. And German in Venice showing bulldozers going in, tearing down tents without responsibly telling the truth that these people are not being helped. German in Venice spreads, 200 people got left. Four people in Echo Park got housing. 4 people. German in Venice in this video says 200 people got housing. You know who also says that? Mitch O'Farrell, who is a dishonest city councilman. What German in Venice is doing is he's spreading the propaganda from people that hate homeless people. The Los Angeles Sheriff's Department is one. Mitch O'Farrell is another. This propaganda from politicians was 200 people got housed. That is not true. 4 people got permanent housing. 4, not 200, 4. That's a big number. That's a big number. And if German in Venice actually just took a little bit of time and researched it, LASA, Los Angeles Homeless and Service Department, makes those numbers public. Don't believe the bullshit lies from politicians and sheriffs who are under criminal investigation for covering up murders and gangs. Oof. Where were we? Oh my gosh. Now, one of my videos, not here, but a video I shared on Twitter, actually got the city council to postpone because it countered what they were saying. That didn't, it just postponed it for a week. They came back in and they made all these laws. Okay. I hear you. You guys are saying breathe. I've made my point. I will breathe. So today, I'm going to finish up this video that I really wanted to do a much more deeper dive in a history of invisible people. And I just have not had the time because we're working on the research. So if you're if you're a producer or an editor and you live in Los Angeles, we're looking for volunteers and we're looking to even hire because we've got to grow this channel. I tell you guys. So I'm in New York City coming up, and then I'm in Hershey, Pennsylvania. I'm going to try to remember Brenda. We was in New York City. So I'm going to try to connect with Brenda. And while I'm in Hershey, and you guys remember Shams, the homeless hero, who's an advocate in New York. So we're going to Hey, Joe Snake. So I saw one of your things earlier. I do not know what kind of math it is. There is actually 1 million subscribers. When the notification goes out that we're live, we actually lose subscribers because people are like, oh gosh, I didn't really mean to respond to that or subscribe to that. The topic is homelessness. If we were talking about the new iPhone or some video game, there would be a lot more. Right now, there's 181 watching. I'm super grateful. We're on a new time zone. We used to have up to 300, and for us, that is great because you know what's important? One person, one person, one person. It is important to one person. And since we're on this, I get all the time. You got 1 million subscribers. You must be wealthy. You must be rich. You need to give all that money to homeless people. YouTube does not pay by subscribers. I could have 100 million. I could have 100 zillion, gazillion subscribers, and it does not change. YouTube pays by ads, and there is an ad on this video, but there's no ads on the interview videos. So, can we start this all over again? Hi, happy Sunday. Eric and Daddy. Oh gosh, this has been a fun morning. Derek, I got my words mixed up on that one. So Addie and Derek are moderators. They're the best moderators in the world. And I'm sorry, I kind of mixed up your words there. Addie and Derek. Derek's still homeless, and I wanted to start off today by saying thank you. 1 million subscribers is a miracle. Is a miracle. It is a miracle, and you made it happen all in the last 3 years. So for 8 years, we had only 20,000 subs. For a nonprofit, 20,000 subs is huge. In fact, YouTube staff would tell me 20,000 subs for a nonprofit is really good. And I was blown. And I thought, to what's his faces that was talking about the numbers, I was very much aware that we're talking about homelessness. It's not going to be a big audience. And then, so for all those 8 years, I actually worked for 12 years without getting paid. So I would work Invisible People 40, 50, 60 hours a week. And I would work another job, which was either consulting or I would go speak someplace, or there were periods of time where I would get a temp job at a homeless shelter, or I would get a case manager job at a homeless shelter. And then for a couple of years, I went back into executive marketing where I got some money and I continued to do Invisible People. But for 12 years, I did not make any money because there was no money coming into Invisible People. What I was doing, I was trying to build relationships with foundations in the homeless sector. And there was a foundation that kept on promising us, we're going to help you. We're going to, and I would approach them and they'd say, next year. And next year never came. So I finally went, okay, I know this is important. I know this work is having impact, but it's not sustainable. Just me. We need to grow. And so I looked around at what we had, and all we had was YouTube. So I made some changes about YouTube. So I made some changes about YouTube, and you guys started supporting it. And here we are, 1 million subscribers. Because of this, I mean, YouTube is huge to us. Hopefully it's huge to you because you made this happen. We're looking to bring on our third staff person. We're doing mini documentaries. We've only done 2 this year. Hopefully we'll be doing more. We're doing scripted films. I saw Dano said, yeah, new movie. Those take a while to produce. We are going to continue the first person stories, the videos that you know of, but we also do daily journalism. We have 68 writers, 17 of them write full time. All of them are paid. We pay our writers. Several of them are homeless or formerly homeless. We pay them. So your donations go to help pay these writers who write. And if you're on an iPhone, go to your news app, type in Invisible People, we're there. If you're an Android, go to your news app, type in Invisible People, we're there. We post 5 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, but Monday through Friday, we post regularly. And it's information on homelessness, either current events of what's going on, success stories, criminalization. The people that are homeless write about how they survive the homelessness. And then we do advocacy. Over 13,000 emails have been sent to Congress thanks to you. You know, the links in the video where I say, you know, your voice matters, it does matter. 13,000 emails you guys have sent to state and federal legislators. That is amazing. That's actually bigger than 1 million subscribers, really. I mean, and so it is just so amazing. And our research is helping advocates and people trying to change policy all over the United States. I'm sure other countries might use it, but you all are making it possible. You all are making it possible. And I'm grateful. I'm blown away. I am totally blown away grateful that we hit 1 million subscribers. I'm going to put up a video later today. As soon as I finish this, I'm going to finish that video. It's just me thanking and saying a couple of points, but I will do a little more of history. I think a history of invisible people would be really good. We have some animations coming up. It's just been because it's still me. We still have to hire somebody to help. There is a wonderful woman named Erin. She's our managing editor. She takes care of all the journalists. I spell neighbor Nabor, so I'm not the one that is going to be in charge of the journalism, but so she takes care of all the journalism, but we're growing and the impact is growing and you guys are making it happen. And you know what validates it is the John Oliver piece, because 5 years ago, they would never, ever, this would have never flew. It would have never, because John Oliver is talking about perceptions, which is what we do. We're one of the first. And I'm going to be honest, and this is why, I don't know. Here's the John Oliver piece. And this is why I have such passion when I see lies being spread on YouTube. We need to work together to solve homelessness. When lies are spread and there's so much wrong information and lies being spread on YouTube and social media and regular media, when those lies are being spread, it makes efforts to help people. So Benjamin, watch John Oliver's. He lists several of them. He lists Dr. Drew and several of them. And, you know, these people are intentional. I mean, German in Venice is small time compared to Dr. Drew. So John Oliver calls out Dr. Drew, and Dr. Drew, there's this other guy, and Dr. Drew shared this other guy. He's from San Francisco. I don't understand him. He clearly wants homeless people arrested. I mean, that's the bottom line. That's what is so upsetting about German in Venice videos, is it feeds the people that want homeless people arrested. And there's this guy in San Francisco. He even wrote a book where he's pushing for more criminalization of homeless people. And he quotes research, but he leaves stuff out. Like, he will quote the wrong thing, or he will not quote the actual point to make his own lies. I mean, he is intentionally lying. So then Dr. Drew, who's an influencer, he's an asshole, but he's an influencer. I used to love Dr. Drew. I had huge respect for him. And then a couple of years ago, I don't know what happened, and now he intentionally spreads lies. So here's the thing, you know, German in Venice, he now knows that his content hurts homeless people. His video on Veterans Row is intentionally spreading lies. Dr. Drew intentionally spreads lies. There's big budget propaganda that is working to hurt homeless people. I don't know. You know, maybe I try not to be a conspiracy theory person, but maybe it's a push, you know, the for-profit prisons. The reason that we have so many people incarcerated in jail. I mean, most jails in the United States has more people in jail than any other country, and most of them are nonviolent drug offenders. The war on drugs was to fill up prisons, which are being traded. Their stock, for-profit prisons, are being traded on Wall Street. So maybe this push for criminalization, so it's at a couple of different levels. And I'll go a little long because I started late. So you have people like in Venice, that's where I dropped off. You have people, gazillionaires. They came in when Snapchat and Google and you know, they call it Silicon Beach, all these people just started making lots of money. They came into Venice and they just hate homeless people. They just hate homeless people and they want them arrested. And they create these propaganda campaigns to get them arrested. So those people are driven by hate. They just hate homeless people. They just hate homeless people. Then there's like Prager University and Fox News and Dr. Drew and these other people that I don't fully understand why they push for criminalization. I don't get it. I don't know what their end game is. I mean, there's a certain amount of popularity that you get if you are on Fox News and you are pushing for homeless people to you know, if you're pushing for homeless people to get arrested. Anyways, it's interesting as I was trying to get guests for today. But then I thought, because it's the 1 million, you know, we should just talk like we do, you know, like we are doing. And then I got fired up. Oh my gosh. And my tooth broke, right? That's all. You know, the John Oliver thing is really, really good. His last statement is really, really good. I think I copied it here. So I'm going to put it in. I thought I would. I thought I would. I thought I would. It doesn't matter. John Oliver's last statement is really good. If you haven't watched it yet, please, 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 please. And Lady T had to drop the car thing. So the car was purchased. So I sold my mom's house. Wasn't worth a lot of money. I mean, it's not like a house here. It was a nice house. I'm 60 years old. I have health problems. I don't know if I'm going to make it to 65. I'm trying to get healthy, but I almost died about 6 months ago from a pulmonary embolism. So my mom's house, which came to me, I decided, since I don't have kids to leave money to, that I would buy myself a new car. So not one penny came from any nonprofit donation at all. It's my mom's house. Most of the money I invested, and it's not a lot. And I bought a car, and I didn't buy a Bentley, or I didn't buy a BMW. I bought a Ford, and I didn't buy a Mustang GT. I bought the 4-cylinder one because I'm old. I don't need to go fast, and it's what I could afford, right? And I got to do a show on that. You know, there's something about anyways, but thank you, Lady T. No, so that's the thing. And I was just going to go into this and I decided not to, but since you brought it up, we do need to. So there's this view, and I get it. So often people have been hurt by nonprofits. Sometimes the nonprofits have done really messed up stuff, right? Incompetence, or staff not being trained, or just rotten people. Then there's times that the nonprofits didn't really do anything and the person was difficult, but they don't want to receive it because then they'd have to take responsibility. We all do that. I'm not saying anybody's bad, but sometimes we're the fault of something bad that happens and we blame somebody else. So the bottom line is people just have this feeling that nonprofit workers should be poor. That we got in this conversation the other day about what a CEO should make in Denver. Well, the average salary for a CEO in Denver starts at a lot of money. But in the homeless sector, it's not that. I mean, and in the homeless sector, it's not that lot of money. And there should be balance, right? I'm saying there should be balance. In the for-profit world, it's not uncommon for CEOs to get a $20 million bonus. Often a $20 million, $30 million bonus for doing something that destroys jobs and hurts people. But the shareholders go, oh, you made us money. Here's $30 million bonus on top of your $30 million salary. And that's okay. But if a nonprofit worker buys a new car, has a good salary, I mean, yes, I wish this was a perfect world and no nonprofits were needed. I mean, I'm an executive marketer. I can make a lot of money going back into marketing. I am very, very good at marketing. Instead, I have a passion to end homelessness. I have a passion to tell an authentic story of homelessness. I'm so passionate about it. I worked the last 12 years without being paid. Now, if I had kids or a wife, I wouldn't have been able to do it. Invisible people would not even be around. But anyways, to Lady T's point is, and I'm going to do a video on this sometime, is that I don't know if you know what pho is. Pho is Vietnamese noodles. And I shared that I was eating Vietnamese noodles on Twitter, and somebody slammed me. How could you share about eating Vietnamese noodles when you work with homeless people? Huh? I'm not supposed to eat? Now, I wish it was a perfect world and we didn't need nonprofits. I wish the world, all these social crises would just heal themselves. but they're not going to, at least not in my lifetime. So we need the best people. We need the best people working in the nonprofits. I was talking to a homeless, formerly homeless mother in our support group over this, and she kept on referencing she worked in the homeless sector at a few nonprofits, and she kept on referencing the leaders that had hurt her. And I'd been hurt by CEOs in the nonprofit world too. I have. And she was viewing it through her lens. And I tried to explain to her, well, one of the reasons nonprofits have shitty leadership is because we cannot pay the Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Sears, IBM, Best Buy, or, Enterprise Rent-A-Car. We can't pay those salaries. So here, I am a good employee. I can make a lot of money and I can affect change. What am I going to do? Am I going to go to work with Enterprise Rent-A-Car where I can make millions of dollars? Or am I going to work with a nonprofit where if I share that I eat steak or buy a new car, everybody's going to slam me? So yes, Lady T, I don't need to share about it and explain, but I do need to share about it and explain, because what happens is people are going to start. There's another one: dating in Los Angeles over 50. I'm over 60, and dating is. I wouldn't wish dating as an adult on my worst enemy. Oh my gosh! And that is. A topic for another video. Oh my gosh. So we have a few minutes left. I'm going to go a little long because I started a little late. And thank you all for putting up with me today and supporting this channel. I mean, the noise, the lies, the propaganda is getting louder. Hey, Sawar, it's very frustrating to see lies spread as they do. And as we're seeing with Facebook and other platforms, the algorithms have learned that people like negative. I think all of us have been on the freeway and there's, you don't know what's coming up and people are just slowing down to look at an accident, right? We want to see that car wreck. We want to see the negative. There's something about humans. There's, type in Kensington in Philadelphia. I don't even like to give this any attention. But there's people that are just driving in the Kensington area, sticking a camera out the window, videotaping addicts in their worst condition, and they're putting ads on it and making money on YouTube. And they're getting views doing this. And it's horrible. Those people putting the camera out of, they have been in compromising positions. And the camera, they wouldn't want the camera on them when they're at their worst, but yet they do it to other people. And they say they're trying to bring awareness. I told this to German in Venice, right? There's homelessness. Anybody that lives in Los Angeles knows there's homelessness and it's growing. There is a TV show in Los Angeles, a new show called Streets of Shame. You turn on the news, you open the newspaper or click on a newspaper link. Homelessness is a hot topic these days. There's videos like Seattle is dying, all these, the Kensington video and all this. People know that this thinking, well, I'm sharing it because people don't know, is a lie in itself. People know there's homelessness. What they don't know is there's real people. So for instance, Lan. So Lan is the artist. I went and I bought him a tablet and some paints. The paints arrived right away. It took a while for the tablet to get here. But I went and delivered the tablet yesterday, the paints the day before. You can tell by listening to Land's interview, he has some kind of learning disability. So he stutters as he talks, right? And, you know, some people might say he is on drugs, but I haven't seen him on drugs. He might come across that way because he has a learning disability. And even if he is on drugs, homelessness sucks, right? But you have to show the people. What they don't know is here's this wonderful guy, Lan, or Halima, and thank you all for donating to her GoFundMe. You know, she's a woman living in an RV, right? So you have German in Venice showing videos of RVs and tents being removed. Everybody knows that they know that. German in Venice is just doing that to make money. Now he is. I mean, at first, but anyways, I'm getting on a rabbit trail. There's people in those tents, real people, and that's what the public doesn't know. It's easy to stand outside of a homeless camp and film a bulldozer going in and crushing everybody. That's somebody's home. That's somebody's home. Like it or not. Yes, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Nobody should be outside. Nobody should be in parks. Nobody should be on the Venice boardwalk camping. They shouldn't be. But there's no support for them. And again, do not spread the lies being spread by dishonest politicians and friggin' evil sheriffs. Okay, folks. And now my tooth is starting to hurt. So, okay, I think I came on around 10 after. Thank you, Andrew. Inside Breaking Bad, thank you. I went and watched one of Amanda's videos last night. There was an advocacy leadership Zoom, and I couldn't. She was in there for a second, and I couldn't. So she was on my mind. So I went and just checked out what she's doing on YouTube. But that's a good example. I mean, people didn't know that Amanda was living in a tent under a bridge. They knew there's tents because they see the tents, but they don't know there's people in it. It's real easy to stick a camera out a window and show drug addicts. What's hard is showing those drug addicts as humans, which they are. They're real people. They're real people. Well. So let me end this. I love you guys. You're awesome. In fact, I start off the other video I put up. Anyways, you'll see. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all the support. You are the best. You are the very best. We've got some cool stuff coming up. Probably going to take me to the end of the year to really ramp up, but we're going to try. You guys, I recorded this really cool video of a Skid Row art festival, and I messed up. Oh my gosh, I messed up because the audio didn't come out. So I'm looking at maybe doing a voiceover for it. I don't know, but all my video plans just crashed, and right now we're focusing on the research. So, and then we have a video of a choir on Skid Row that hopefully will be up soon. It was supposed to be up last week, but everything seems to be moving slow these days. So, folks, thank you so much. Oh, yeah, Derek, I assume that Derek was in the news. They videotaped him, local news media, in front of his in front of his homeless camp. And Derek's a great example. So I would love to say I was the first that interviewed, but Derek interviewed himself, because how I found Derek was he was live streaming from his homeless camp. So then I came up and gave him some love. I think his video is up to 3 million views, and he gets all kinds of love from that, which is awesome. That's why I do it. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Sorry about the rants. Thank you, Addie, and thank you, Derek, for being the best moderators on the internet. And I hopefully will see you all next week. Have a great week.